Hey guys, what's going on? It's Karl here, back with another video. And this is my review of the Nexus 6 after 3 months. I've had the privilege to use one for almost that long. Depending on where you live, maybe even in the States, Canada like myself, or elsewhere in the world, this device is extremely elusive. Might not even be able to get your hands on it. Usually sold out in the Google Play Store or limited stock at your local carrier. So we'll take a look at what makes this device so special, maybe not so special, and see what Google's latest serving of stock Android is all about. So the Nexus 6 is theoretically Google's flagship. I've had the Nexus 4, the Nexus 5, and now obviously the next step is the Nexus 6. But the thing that attracted me, not only stock Android, was the price factor or the price point of the Nexus devices. The Nexus 4 around $250, the Nexus 5 still around $350, and when you compare this to flagships from other companies like the iPhone, the HTC One line, or even the Samsung Galaxy line, there was a $200 to $300 difference in terms of price, and that was usually really attractive to most people out there. So the 6 retails for $750 for the 32 gig model, $50 extra for the 64 gig model. I believe it's $100 cheaper down in the States, and depending where you live, obviously the prices are a bit different, but now we're on the exact same price point as other premium flagships. I see a bit of a problem here. So the Nexus 4 and the Nexus 5, since it was a cheaper device, there was a few features that were slightly less than, I guess, premium. For example, the camera was a bit subpar, battery life was lacking, but people usually forgave that since the device was $300 cheaper, and rightly so. Now the Nexus 6 competes with, as I said, other flagships, so it should perform exactly the same or close to its competitors. The Nexus 6 has a 5.9-inch display that's 2560 by 1440 and is essentially the bigger brother of the Moto X 2014. Build quality is also similar. It's got a polycarbonate back with a nice metal band that wraps around the phone, gives it some rigidity and also an extremely premium feel to the device. One thing I wasn't too big of a fan of is the curved back. It does feel nicer in your hands, but when you put it down on the table, try to use your phone, it doesn't exactly stay still, as you can see from this video. Underneath the hood, the 6 has the latest chipsets, the Snapdragon 805, 2.7 GHz quad-core processor, Adreno 420 GPU, 3 gigs of RAM, as well as a 3220 mAh battery, which I'll get to later on in this review. And by far my favorite feature of this device is stock Android, Lollipop 5.0. I think Google did an amazing job with material design. Really need to see more devices upgrade to 5.0. Coupled with the phone's processing power, it is an absolute beast. It handles everything that you throw at it on a day-to-day basis at an extremely buttery smooth rate. Say you're switching between apps, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, switching on over to browsing the web, checking out a sports app, and then going back through multitasking. The Nexus 6 is one of the quickest and fastest experiences I've used for Android. Definitely something worth 2 thumbs up, and if you're looking for that smooth and buttery experience, you've come to the right place. Gaming on the 6 is also a pleasure to do. 3D gaming, simple games, any sort of thing that you download on the Google Play Store. If it's a game, it will run on the Nexus 6, and due to the big screen size, great for gaming as well as media consumption. Switching on over to cameras, the 6 has a front-facing 2 megapixel camera for your selfies. On the back, a 13 megapixel sensor with OIS, as well as a dual LED flash ring. The camera interface is pretty straightforward and simple to use, but getting onto photo and video quality. The 6 has a pretty decent camera. It's way better than the Nexus 5, but I find at times it's a hit and miss sort of opportunity. Under good lighting conditions, the photos turn out great, but low light is where things kind of suffer. Photos sometimes look a bit grainy and overblown. Autofocusing isn't as fast as, say, the iPhone 6 or Galaxy Note 4, and if I'm paying this kind of money, I would hope that the camera is one of the better features. Sadly, not on the Nexus 6. Don't get me wrong, still a pretty decent camera, just not the best. Other than a few snapshots, I also took some video footage. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments down below. And last but not least, we've got the battery. No sense having a great phone that is extremely snappy, does everything that you want it to, but it just doesn't last all day. And this is sadly the case sometimes with the Nexus 6. Despite being a large device, the battery at times, especially under heavy usage, doesn't quite last me all day. This isn't the same for other larger phones like the Galaxy Note 4, which has a great battery, can last up to 2 days. But if you use your phone pretty regularly, checking social media, browsing the net, playing a few games here and there, listening to music, the Nexus 6 at times doesn't last all day, which is a huge issue. It does have turbocharging though. It does require the special brick found inside the box. 15 minutes does get you 5 to 6 hours extra juice, but you don't always have the charger on hand. When it comes down to it, the Nexus 6 becomes almost like a love-hate relationship. Love stock Android, love the look and feel, love the experience I'm getting. Subpar battery life and performance of the camera isn't exactly the best. I think the price point is the tilting factor here. Slightly too pricey in my opinion. If this was $100 to $200 cheaper, we'd have a real winner on our hands here. And that was my review of the Nexus 6. Remember, I've had this for almost 3 months now, so I've had a bit of extra time with it. If you own this device or you're still interested, let me know what you're most looking forward to or what you like about it most in the comments down below. If you like this video, smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're up to date when I release all my latest videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch the rest of you in my next episode. Peace.